So here in Proverbs chapter 10 is a series of distinctions or contrasts, right? Differences between one thing and another, right? And right here in this chapter, as we see throughout the book of Proverbs, is the contrast between the life of the wise and the life of the fool, the life of the righteous and the life of the unrighteous. And in this chapter, really a new section begins. Chapter 1 through 9 was kind of like an introduction to the book of Proverbs. And now, chapters 10 through 22 is more individual statements. You'll find a verse that is a contrast, right? A wise person does this, a fool does this, right? And there is this contrast between here in this chapter, starting even in verse 1, it says, "A wise son makes a glad father, but a foolish son is the grief of his mother." There is a prevalent theme in this chapter specifically, and it has to do with our mouth. But before we get there, I just want to make note here that your life of wisdom or your life of foolishness does not only affect you individually, it affects all of those around you. If you live a life of wisdom, it's going to bless others around you. If you live a life of foolishness, then you are going to drag people around you down. And we don't want to do that. We want to live a life of wisdom. And here, in this chapter, is one prevalent theme, and it's how we use our mouths wisely. The mouths that God has given us, how we are to use those wisely. Verse 13 says, "Wisdom is found on the lips of him who has understanding." Simply put, when a person has wisdom, it will be revealed in what they say. Verse 14 says, "The mouth of the foolish is near destruction." The mouth of those who are fools, they reject knowledge, and it puts them near destruction. Verse 18, "Whoever hides hatred has lying lips, and whoever spreads slander is a fool." When there is hate hidden in our hearts, that becomes clear by the lips that lie, the lies that we spread and the slander that we spread, tearing others down, bringing false accusations against others. And in verse 19, it says, "In the multitude of words, sin is not lacking, but he who restrains his lips is wise." For many of us, including myself, the more we talk, the more likely we are to sin. And wisdom would tell us, Proverbs would tell us, speak less, say less things. Don't feel like you always have to say something. I remember recently in a student's notebook, they were sharing their notes from a meeting we had, and at the very bottom of the page, we were talking about how we use our mouths wisely and the words wisely, and they just simply put the question, do you have something to say, or do you have to say something? And I think that's a really good, wise question for us to always ask ourselves, right? And I believe that's the reason why God gave us 2 ears, 1 mouth, to be quick to hear, slow to speak. And all this to ask, at the very end of this, do you bless others and God with your words, with the mouth he's given you, or do you curse and tear down others, dishonoring God in the process? What you say will reveal what is in your heart. And so today, I just want to encourage you, take time to consider how you have been using the mouth that God has given you. Are you blessing others, or are you cursing others?